The power of incumbency in local elections can't be denied. If a city councillor wants to be re-elected, there's a pretty good chance based on name recognition alone. But there are some exceptions, and there are a few races in this year's election that could be pretty close. Gord Perks has done the campaigning for office thing before. In fact, this is his 5th Toronto election after being given the mantle of city councillor first in 2006. Holding on to the office for any incumbent really has become a bit routine.
We fixed up this park or got that affordable housing project done. And the people of Parkdale High Park have been real leaders on housing and all those other issues. So I have that relationship to rely on.
Yeah, I've been trying to get Gord Perks to get something done about this street for 10 years.
Those taking on sitting councillors have their work cut out for them, but they also will rely on the record.
We've had a councillor for 16 years, right? They know who he is. They know how he's been responding to things or not responding to things. And so it's very much the questions at the door. How are you going to be different? What are you going to do?
At the same time, new candidates have the task of trying to let people know who they are and what they represent for the first time, no matter how qualified they may be.
This is my home. You've seen me as a student leader, community organizer.
I tell them I'm your neighbor with the same experiences, and we need this type of voice inside of City Hall, because right now there's not a single city councilor that is a renter.
Further west in Etobicoke Lakeshore, Mark Grimes has held the spot for nearly 20 years and carries the current mayor's endorsement, but his opponent in the last election is back with some name recognition herself.
We have seen a lot of degradation of services. We've seen a lot of challenges that pretty much everybody is starting to feel. We are really keeping our eye clearly focused on the goal here, which is to unseat this incumbent and to bring the change that Etobicoke Lakeshore deserves.
Grimes did not make himself available for our story. Safe to say, the 5 people running against the councillor are doing their best to convince others that after a couple of decades, change is needed.
What's got us here is the incumbent, right? That's what he thought was best, and that's okay, but now I think we need a different direction.
All while the incumbents say bring it on.
You don't spend your time talking about the other candidates. They say what they're about, and then the people decide.
Voter turnout can often reflect whether or not people feel the need to go out and create change. Here in Parkdale High Park, in the last election in 2018, the turnout was less than 35%. Mark McAllister, City News.